kicking back on this summer breeze. Welcome to Double K's Classroom. Class is officially in session.
The following Four Aces production is for mature audiences only. Listener discretion is highly advised.
All right, y'all. What is up? What is up? What is up? This is Double K here, bringing you that good sports talk radio on this here Friday night. And this week, I am here to look at the NFL draft. Last week, I kind of gave you a mock draft. We kind of went through the top 10 teams, and we're going to do the same thing with this week, except we're going to look at who they actually took. We're going to start with pick number 1, which was the Arizona Cardinals. They took, as expected, QB Kyler Murray out of Oklahoma, 5'10", 207 pounds. He was number 1 at his position, ranked 9th overall, best player in the draft. So this means that the guy that was ranked number 9 on most people's list and had a grade of 90 had an overall position rank of 1, but was not the other 9, the other 8 top players were all, I believe, defensive players. I don't believe there was a quarterback, obviously, with him being position ranked number 1. I don't believe there was a quarterback that was position ranked over him. So that means it was all defensive players in that top 8. Murray is an aggressive playmaker with this is according to ESPN, with a strong arm, quick release, and elite quickness. This was pre-draft analysis. Yet he is also a sound decision maker who stays poised under pressure and isn't easily rattled by mistakes. He throws the ball accurately from a variety of arm angles and excels at making off-balance throws. Now, after the combine and the draft, this is what the experts had to say about him. Arizona hired Cliff Kingsbury to fix the NFL's worst offense, which was the Cardinals' offense last year. And that's despite the 49ers having 3 different quarterbacks and like 4 different running backs throughout the year. And he has a reputation for developing young quarterbacks, most notably Patrick Mahomes at Texas Tech, who was last year's MVP. While there's an argument for sticking with last year's first-round pick Josh Rosen and just basically furthering him, with that in mind, giving Kingsbury the player who best fits his system makes more sense. A la Russell Wilson to the Seahawks. Like Russell Wilson worked in Seattle because he fit the system, or they've been around him, however you want to look at it. And Kingsbury has long been enamored with Murray's skill set. Kingsbury will adapt his offense to his quarterback, so the more dynamic the QB, the more dynamic the offense, and Murray's the most dynamic QB in this class. Still, the offensive line needs to play better than it did last year for Murray to realize his considerable potential, which is why I wouldn't really have the Cardinals winning, and I don't believe the experts have them winning more than about 3 or 4 games this year, or 4 to 6 games this year. They will be slightly improved, but not by much, and he is a first-year player, so we do have to remember that. Now, the 49ers, on the other hand, went out and did what most teams at the number 1 pick would do, and that is they went on ahead and stayed pat at number 2 and took the best player in the draft, the top tier player in the draft, the one, the only Nick Bosa. Defensive lineman, 6'4", 266 out of Ohio State, number 1 position rank, number 1 all overall rank, and a 95 grade. His pre-draft analysis went as such from ESPN. Bosa is an outstanding run defender and pass rusher with good shock in his hands. He gets into the blockers, pads, locks out, locates, and disengages in a flash. He has a great natural feel as a pass rusher and shows the ability to win in many ways. Once again, what San Francisco is building right now on the defensive side of the ball is truly, truly amazing. The post-draft analysis, San Francisco tied for 22nd in the NFL with 37 sacks last year, and the defense allowed 35 passing touchdowns compared to 2 interceptions, the worst ratio in a season in NFL history. Solomon Thomas, the 2017 first-round draft pick, is reportedly on the trading block, but John Lynch has said no, he's not. They want to keep him in there, and I believe that he will work well at that D-tackle position. Failing to live up to expectations the past 2 seasons. Adding the most talented pass rusher in this class to line up opposite trade acquisition D Ford fills a pressing need as a result. The 49ers get the top prospect on our board with the 2nd pick. Now, this is huge because with guys like Jason Verrett coming in, it takes a little bit of pressure off of them. Think Seattle. Think Legion of Boom. Part of the reason why the Legion of Boom was so effective is because they had guys like Malcolm Smith. They had guys like later on, they just recently got rid of Frank Clark. Michael Bennett, and guys like that could get up the field. I'm failing to remember a lot of their front D line, but they could get to the quarterback, and they played havoc with the quarterback. They played havoc with Denver in their win against Denver, and they played havoc with Tom Brady, because considering really Seattle had that game won, if not for Russell Wilson's pick. So what John Lynch and the boys and Robert Saleh and the boys are trying to do is build themselves a Seattle-type defense over there, building around the one and only Richard Sherman, giving him a front 7 that can get to the quarterback without having to rush cornerbacks or safeties, and then allowing the safeties and the cornerbacks to play the coverage along with linebackers like Quan Alexander and Frank Clark. So, like I said, when you look at adding Nick Bosa does, it makes a defense that was already good even better. So, hopefully the 49ers will not be picking in the top 5 next season. Another team that's hoping not to pick in the top 5 is the team that picked at number 3, which is the New York Jets. Quentin Williams, 6'3", 303 D-tackle out of Alabama, the number 2 overall ranked prospect. Number 1 at his position of D-tackle with a draft grade of 95. Williams is a well-built defensive tackle with the first step quickness and strength to advance as a pass rusher while engaged with an offensive lineman. He rarely loses one-on-one and shows the ability to anchor against double teams in the running game. He played his best against the best competition in Alabama's biggest games. Another guy that I could have seen the 49ers taking. Now, I think it would have been a sign that they're going to trade Solomon Thomas if they had taken Williams. But since they didn't take Williams, I want to say that's a sign that they're trying to keep Solomon Thomas because they're moving him to defensive tackle. So you'll have D Ford, DeForest Buckner, Solomon Thomas, and Nick Bosa, and then what you'll have is Arik Armstead rotating in because he can play all 4 of those positions. You'll have him rotating in to spell other people in a situational, and I think that works beautifully. I personally think that works beautifully, and Shane Ray and them boys will be able to come in, or Shane Day, will be able to come in and make things good. So the post-draft analysis on Williams said they'd taken the best available player and pairing him with a respectable defense coordinator like Greg Williams is a good way to address a defense in need of an overhaul. Greg Williams is reportedly staying with the 3-4 base defense, so Quinnen Williams will likely take over as the starter nose tackle, and that if that's the case, he will bolster the run defense, and he should be able to win one-on-one matchups on downs with pass-heavy tendencies. So Jets went out and got them another piece for their defense. At number 4, I like the pick, but it's kind of, If we were playing Madden, I definitely would have given them the red signal, let them know that, you're reaching here a little bit, because I think that the Raiders with 2 other picks in the first round could have gotten somebody different here, somebody better, and then got this kid at a later date, or gotten a halfback. I don't know, gotten somebody else. But let's look at the pre-draft analysis. Farrell is an efficient and effective hand fighter. He has initial quickness, flexibility, and closing speed to stress the offensive tackle as a pass rusher. He sets a hard edge and flashes the ability to disrupt plays in the backfield. As a run defender, he's versatile enough to play defensive and or 3-4 outside linebacker. Position rank, number 3. The third best DN, not even the first best DN. Well, the first best DN had already come off the board, and that was Nick Bosa. But just the third best DN, the 21st overall prospect. This is what makes me think you probably could have gotten him close to 24. Overall draft grade of 89. Okay. That's the Raiders pick. Let's take a look at it. They want to add him to a defensive line that needs some help since Khalil Mack left. And will hopefully help them get better. Addressing the defensive end position and the pass rush makes sense considering the Raiders were dead last with 13 sacks last season, 17 fewer than any other team. In fact, 6 individual players had more sacks than the Raiders as a team in 2018. The argument also can be made that Farrell is a better fit for the Raiders scheme than Kentucky's Josh Allen. Farrell is the 21st ranked player on our board, though, so this is a bit of a reach here. I don't know. But according to Mel Kiper, the addition of these cats and some people that they added later in the draft means that the Raiders will be winning the AFC West next year. We'll see how that one bangs out. I don't know. I still think Kansas City is the favorite despite the loss of Tyreek Hill, and then you would want to put San Diego right behind them, if not San Diego first and Kansas City second. Let's take a look at one final pick before we take our commercial break. That is the one and only Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who picked at number 5. They took Devin White, middle linebacker out of LSU, 6 foot, 237 pounds, first at his position rank. One of the smartest guys in the draft grade of 94, and the 4th ranked overall prospect. White is a sideline linebacker with solid instincts and excellent top speed. Although he isn't overpowering at the point of attack, he has good size and knows when to give up leverage to get off blocks. He's smooth in changing directions and shows great range in coverage. This kid's going to be a beast. And basically what they were looking to do was replace Quan Alexander. And to be honest with you, I think if the Niners hadn't signed Quan Alexander in free agency, that I think that they probably would have taken Devin White with the 2nd pick in the draft. Odds are, or they would have tried to trade back and still take him. But this kid's a beast. I've watched a couple of games of him at LSU. Once again, the Raiders could have used him, but chose to pass on him for Farrell. Kid's a beast and will be a beast for many years to come. The value plus filling a need equals a strong pick. The departure of Quan Alexander and the transition to new defensive coordinator Todd Bowles' 3-4 defense made linebacker a pressing need. Athleticism and speed were priorities, considering that the Buccaneers gave up an NFL worst 82% completion percentage when the linebacker was the nearest defender, according to the NFL Next Gen stats last year. Devin White should help with that. I don't think they're winning the NFC South anytime soon, but I think that he will be one of those stalwart defenders that'll be there for years to come. Sorry about that. So that's been the top 5 picks in the draft. We're going to take a look at the bottom 5. New York. Jacksonville, Detroit, Buffalo, and what we thought was going to be the Broncos. I'll tell you what happened after this break, but those will be the only picks we're covering for this particular show. If you want to know more about what I think about the first round draft picks, check out Double K's take, NFL Draft 2019, the rest. It's on the blog page, or you can find the link to the blog at the Double K's Classroom fan page, or you can go directly to the blog at doublecasclassroom.blogspot.com and find that article, and it'll tell you the rest of what I thought of the rest of the picks in the first round of the NFL draft, or a few of them. Thanks for listening. You listen to Double K's Classroom. I'm about to run some promos here. One new promo from Voices from the Underground. I hope you guys enjoy. Thanks. Peace.
Man Brain. You know you want it. You know you need it. Let me introduce you to our team of audio professionals, 100% committed to giving you the greatest extreme comedy podcast of all time.
What's SPH? I'm so super cute.
Send me your orgasmic release videos.
You can get it rootin'. You can get it tootin'. You can get it doing doughies in your yeet. Mi nombre es Tío Yeti. And you just laugh at little Hank. I ain't gonna pretend I's fresh, but looks like you might like that.
And most importantly, I'm Skullfucker. Rah! Go to manbrainpodcast.com to get orally violated. Manbrain out.
Hello, Radio World. This is K-Double here to let you know about KD5P, K-Double's fifth period music class, a bi-weekly music show here on the 4 Aces Presents Radio Network, where every other Friday night at 8, I take you on a musical journey through the careers of some of your favorite musical artists. So check me out on Spreaker.com/4 Aces Presents Radio, or on iHeartRadio every other Friday at 8 p.m. on Revolving Door episodes. Peace. KD5P.
Hey guys, this is Venice, and I've got a message from a friend of mine about my favorite podcast.
It's your boy, Flavor Flav in full effect. Check this out, everybody. I want y'all to go check out TJ.
What's good, everybody? TJ Johnson here for Voice from the Underground. I am the most handsome.
Big Has.
And I'm smoking my cigar, of course.
You know what I'm saying? The Dutch.
You pick me up in an Uber and a PT Cruiser, I'm calling Lyft.
Because they be fighting the power, talking about social issues, politics, you know what I'm saying?
And we're not even that good.
Right, we're terrible. Terrible. Tangents all over the place.
And not only that, but they be keeping it fun with the sports, music, comics, and movies too.
Am I allowed to talk?
I think no, not right now.
Shut up, colonizer!
You know what I'm saying? He on Twitter at VFU Podcast. So you can find them. So check 1, 2. This is Flavor Flav. Yeah, boy.
Okay, what Flav was trying to say is, check out Voice from the Underground on your favorite podcast network.
Voice from the Underground.
All right, y'all. That was wonderful right there. That was the new Voices from the Underground promo with Flavor Flav. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I know I did. Great job over there, Dutch and boys. Love that. All right, so let's get back to this draft. That's great. Flavor Flav. Love it. All right. So the number 6 pick in the draft, and possibly the most controversial pick in the draft, with a position rank of number 6, an overall rank of 59, and a position grade of 80. One Mr. Daniel Jones, 6'5", 221 pounds, 225, soaking wet, is from Duke University, is the QB taken by the New York Giants to be the successor to Eli Manning. And the man looks, the best quote I ever heard was somebody said the man looks like the actor they would get to play Eli Manning in the movie about Peyton Manning's life. And he does. Go take a look at a picture. Look him up. Daniel Jones, QB, New York Giants. And he does. He looks like Eli Manning's twin little brother. And I know that doesn't make sense, twin little brother, but trust me, go look at him, you'll see what I'm saying. Jones is a well-built quarterback with average arm strength and a good pocket presence. He gets the ball out on time and is precise in the short game. He has a great feel for timing of back shoulder throws, has to really strain to drive the ball vertically, and it affects his mechanics accuracy. He has a longer delivery and pats the ball before delivering. Yeah. See, look, there just wasn't, even with the positive stuff that was said about him, there just wasn't much said about him. The post-draft analysis, it's not the quarterback we would have taken. He was the number 6 QB and 59th ranked player overall, but the Giants needed to get their heir apparent to Eli Manning, and you can't criticize them for pulling the trigger on Jones here if they feel he's that player. Playing behind Manning should give Jones valuable time to learn the scheme and see the way Manning prepares before he has to take the reins. That's the only positive thing I can say about this pick, is that, all right, so at least he gets to sit for a couple of years and get the Aaron Rodgers, like, old school quarterback treatment, where he gets to sit for a couple of years behind a Hall of Famer and learn. How much will he learn? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if this kid is capable of having the skill level necessary to be able to lead the Giants anywhere. So I just don't know. Like, good luck to you, kid. I hope you do well. You know, I'm happy that you got yourself drafted. You did what you needed to do, but wow. I'm thinking he got drafted more for connections than he did for skill. But maybe he can bump that skill and find himself a home. We'll see. Next up was the Jacksonville Jaguars, who added to their defense and were looking to create Saxonville again. And they added outside linebacker Josh Allen, 6'5", 262 pounds, out of Kentucky University, number 1 overall position rank, outside linebacker, and number 5 overall rank and they got him at number 7? Number 5 overall rank and a 93 overall grade. Thank you to the Giants and Raiders for letting him fall directly to Jacksonville, if I'm a Jacksonville fan. Allen has a quick first step, good torso flexibility. There was talk that he was going to go number 2 to the 49ers, but they went with Bosa instead. And there's chances are that if Bosa had went number 1 to the Cardinals, he would have went number 2 to the Niners. Allen's quick first step, good torso flexibility, and outstanding closing speed. He made substantial strides as a hand fighter in 2018 and looks to cause turnovers when he gets to the quarterback. He's a good tackler and rangy run defender. That was the pre-draft analysis on him. Like I said, this kid was expected to go as high as number 2. He's a great kid, a great player who's going to add to the Jacksonville mystique of being one of the most dangerous defenses in football. Jacksonville makes the wide move and overlooks the more pressing needs in favor of talent and value. Allen was our number 5 prospect. With Calais Campbell turning 33 this year and last year's first-round draft pick Taven Bryan potentially moving to a 3 technique, look for Allen to make an immediate impact as a pass rusher and push for a 3-down role in time. So congratulations to him and congratulations to his family. Y'all headed to Jacksonville. The number 8 pick was out of what I now call tight end U, the Iowa Hawkeyes, T.J. Hockenson, 6'5", 251-pound tight end, first overall rank in the position, 6th overall rank, and they got him at number 8 with a 92 grade. Once again, thank you, Raiders. Thank you. Thank you, Raiders. Thank you, Giants. Hawkinson is the rare tight end coming out of college who is a weapon in the passing game and as a blocker. Now, just so you guys have an idea, let's get to the rest of this. He's a naturally instinctive route runner with an outstanding combination of height, weight, playing speed, and strength. He has exceptional ball skills. Now, the reason why I want you to remember this is because what I'm about to tell you is very important. The NFL all-time leader for yardage in a season, which was just set twice last year. But the guy who currently owns the record, who set it after Travis Kelce did, one Mr. George Kittle, is a former Iowa tight end. Now remember that, because later on in the first round, there's another Iowa tight end that's taken tight end you. And I don't mean that in you nasty way, you nasty women thinking like that. I'm talking about the football position tight end. These boys, wow. I guess if you want to go to the NFL as a tight end, the best school to go to is Iowa, kids. Listen up. The Lions came into the draft looking to add weapons for quarterback Matthew Stafford and improve the running game. They ranked 23rd in rushing yards per game last year. Adding Hawkinson accomplishes both. Look for him to win the starting job early. And I do. He has skills. I watched him play once or twice with Iowa last year. And yeah, the kid's great. So last two picks, the next pick I'll just kind of skip over. We won't read the ESPN thing. Ed Oliver, he was one of the best defensive tackles in the draft. He is ranked number 2 at the position behind Quentin Williams and number 3 overall, 94 grade. The Bills got him at 9. Big steal, 6'2", 287. This kid should be seriously good when he gets to that next level. He should make the Bills defense much better, and I expect big things out of him next year. Not necessarily rookie of the year stuff, but big things just the same. Devin Bush was taken at inside linebacker at number 10, not by the Denver Broncos. So Broncos fans, sit down, get less happy. Y'all move back to number 20 in a swap with the Pittsburgh Steelers. So Devin Bush replaces Ryan Shazier as that middle inside linebacker that they need. He has all the skills that I spoke to you about, and this kid is going to be something like of a beast. Just like Devin White, the other inside linebacker, they're both skilled. Only difference is Bush went to Michigan, White went to LSU. So overall, the draft was great to watch. A lot of teams did well, but I think that the Raiders made decisions that make sense. They took Jacobs, the running back, a little later on in the draft, and I think they got a cornerback with their final pick. And I don't know. I think the Raiders did a good job, but I don't know if it means anything now, right this moment. We'll see. But thanks for listening in to me this week. Next up should be Planet of Cold Blues, Rock and Cole. Rock out with Cole and have a ball. And we'll talk to y'all next week when it's Double K's Classroom, when I'm going to be doing hold on, let me check my book. New Edition and their influence. So they come listen in to some Mr. Telephone Man, etc. next week. And also be sure to check up on Mr. Deacon's Experience tomorrow. We should have a roundtable coming up revolving around Avengers Endgame. We've got, Brick and Lip Gloss and Mics on Sunday, Dirty Talk 101 on Monday, and Now versus Then sometime. Now be MVT due sometime this week. So y'all have a great day. Chill out, pill out. I hope y'all learned something. Peace.